We will go ahead and open it up to questions. AP, would you like to start us off?
AP Stedham, AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. Can you tell us about your defensive coordinator and why do you think the defense would be better this year?
Yeah, so, you know, Coach Lee's taken over that defensive coordinator role. He's been a top 3 defensive coordinator since he was at Notre Dame, and he's one of the big reasons that I stayed at Vanderbilt, just being able to play for him and his defense. He's really detailed it down and tightened up our structure into something that's awesome to play for. He kind of puts this emphasis on, you know, effort and, you know, he always says it's 50% what you do, 50% how you do. I say it's 51% how you do it, 49% what you do. Not giving him all the credit, but yeah. So he's going to put in a great plan and, you know, prep for the game super well. And so it's our job to go out and execute it. And, you know, we got the players this year to go out and do that, and I'm super excited for what's to come this fall.
On the aisle, on the left.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. You know, beyond your defensive coordinator, just what have you seen this offseason that what gives you confidence that this defense is going to be improved?
Yeah, it started off with Coach Lee and Coach Simmons going out and getting some of the best talent in the country, some guys who can cover some of the best receivers in the country in the SEC, and you know, just recruiting some receivers that can go out and burn some secondaries. So I'm super excited with the team that we've gotten. Just from a standpoint, like a cultural standpoint, you see those guys that they brought in just buying into the culture we have at Vanderbilt and showing up ready every day to attack. And we're going to put a defense on the field in the fall, in this fall, that UC is ready to attack, and that it's going to be a defense that's feared, that no one wants to go against, because we're going to get after you, play in and play out, just relentless effort and pursuit to the ball, and just ready to attack whatever opponent's on the field.
You've got you know, a lot of new offensive linemen coming in. What have you seen from them, just going up against them in practice, what they bring?
Yeah, you know, we're not in pads or anything yet till fall camp, but it's something that's awesome just to see that they brought in some really good O-linemen who, you know, challenge the defense day in and day out and just get us better, because that's one of the things we lacked last year, was just like, you know, going up against people that weren't getting us ready for the games or anything, and we brought in people this year that are prepping us for our next opponent, and going up against, you know, Chase Mitchell, we call him Big Glow, but Stephen Hubbard, you know, Cade, going up against Gunner. It's really important that we get that practice in, because we're going to face really good offensive line every week, and so it's really important that we see the same in practice.
In the back.
You mentioned your Jacob Morris, Pig Trail Nation. You mentioned your relationship with Coach Lee. For those not around the program, kind of just peel back the curtain, and, you know, what about Coach Lee makes him the right guy to turn Vanderbilt around and makes you guys want to play for him?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's actually kind of the reason I ended up at Vanderbilt. You know, I looked at Notre Dame. They were really high up on a school that I wanted to go to, and then Coach Lee came here. I was looking at, like, UT, Notre Dame, all those really kind of what you'd say like a high-profile college football team. But when he came here and put the right staff together, we kind of built that relationship at Notre Dame and kind of kept on going when he came at Vanderbilt. And, you know, God opened and closed doors, and I know that Vanderbilt is where he wants me, and Vanderbilt is where I'm supposed to play. And a big part of that's because of Coach Lee and how I love to play for that guy. And, you know, he's the only person at Vanderbilt that I think that wants the program to win more than I do.
In the back.
Yeah, Evan Kamiko, also with Pig Trail Nation. When you look at the positives from last season and all those small bright spots, what do you hope to build on this year with looking back at those?
Yeah, that's everything. It's getting 1% better every day. You see a team last year who could never close out any games, and a team that often found at the end of the game lost the game, and that's just unacceptable. You know, I'm a winner. That's always what I've done, and I bet I haven't lost 10 games outside of my college career. So it's just really focusing on the little details that it takes every day to win, and that's something that Coach Lee and the new staff that he's brought on board, that's why we're changing. That's why Vanderbilt's evolving, and that's why we're getting better. And it's building off of those highlights, because it's very hard to start from scratch. But being able to build off of those highlights, like in the first half of the Georgia game, in the Kentucky game, we're like halftime tied. But what we got to do is finish. We got to close, and we got to get 1% better every day.
In the front row here.
You have a new offensive coordinator, Tim Beck. What can you tell us about Vanderbilt's new offense, the philosophy?
Yeah, I know that he's established something. Him and Coach Kill together, they've created something that's awesome to watch. They're gritty, they're attacking every day, and it's something that I've never seen offensively before, especially at the collegiate level, of just guys who literally want to pummel the guys that are lining up across them, snap in and snap out. And it's so fun to watch, just because I thought we lacked grit last year on the offensive side, and to finally see that old coaching style kind of be brought back on our offensive side, and just how gritty and tough and mean they are up front, and it continues in the backside, like with our running backs, and our receivers are wanting to block guys and pummel guys, and you just don't see that anymore. All you see in college football is people that just want the ball and want their touches and want touchdowns. But that's not what we're about. All our offense is going to do their part, what it takes to win.
Okay, down the aisle, please.
How excited are you to play, or to see the kind of stadium getting finished and on its way, and to finally play in a completed stadium?
Yeah, we kind of say stadium schmadium. We don't really care where the ball is snapped or where it is. We just want to go out and play football, and we want to be a team that's respected in the SEC. We love to play the game no matter where it is. We don't need 106,000 people in the stadium. We just need for there to be a football and time on the clock. So, but like last year, it was kind of a lot for it to just be a construction zone, but we used it to our advantage. Georgia probably didn't want to come in there with basically both ends of the stadium knocked out, and they're kind of like, what's this? But it's our field, and we take pride in that. And honestly, it was fun to watch teams come in and be like, where's the locker room? Y'all don't even have an opposing locker room. I think we stuck them like out kind of in the construction zone a little bit. But yeah, we kind of just use that to our advantage. But this year the north end zone is going to be done, and the south one will be done the following year, and it's up and coming. And I think it's something this year that teams are going to come in, and it's kind of modern, and it's really cool, and it's first class, and I think teams will be very impressed.
Is there a particular game on the schedule you're kind of most looking forward to this year?
Not really. I love to play football and just compete at every level, but I mean, you can't really turn down a night game in LSU. I mean, that game sounds pretty fun. So.
And then with Texas and Oklahoma coming in, just I guess for a team just joining the SEC, I guess what could they expect? Being in this.
I mean, one of my buddies said it to me. We were having a conversation just about the SEC and what it means, and like the slogan, it just means more. It's a mini NFL. Like if you want to go play in the NFL, you come and play in the SEC. And I'm just super excited for teams like Texas and Oklahoma who bring, huge fan bases and just this awesome culture to college football. For them to take the step into the SEC, for them there's no bye weeks this year. Like you got to play Georgia, you got to play UT, you got to play Alabama, you got to play Vandy, you got to play Kentucky, Florida, like every week. There's no off week. Every single week. Like if you don't show up, you're losing, and it's something I'm super excited to see. It's just teams of that caliber joining the SEC and being challenged and seeing how they respond.
We have a final question. Got a great talker here. Langston, thank you very much.
Syndicated Radio. Have a chance to preview Nate Johnson. He's transferred quarterback. What can you tell us about Nate?
Yeah, Nate, probably one of the fastest guys on our team. He brings a great attribute to our team. Is fast, but we got 3 or 4 good quarterbacks in that room, and like we preach every day, we got to earn it every day. And during fall camp, we're gonna see who earns the spot for the Saturday upcoming.
Front row.
Gunnar, another transfer you guys got this offseason, Jamani Jones at the running back position. Just curious kind of what you feel like he brings to you guys as an offense.
Yeah, with all these transfers coming, we got to bond with them to bring them into our program. So just bonding off the field, I'm with Jamani a lot. So just he brings a great ability to the ability from his standpoint, and we just preach true brotherhood, and I think he's doing very well.
Left side in the back.
Dan Pack, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. You're one of the first offensive linemen we've gotten to talk to today, and congratulations on being selected at media days. What can you say about the rest of the group there on the offensive line for Vanderbilt this year? What can you say about the work you guys have done this offseason?
Yeah, so this was a huge offseason for Vanderbilt. We brought in 4 new O-linemen, Stephen Hubbard, Chase Mitchell, Cade McConnell, and Stephen Lasoya, and a couple of them bring great experience. They played a lot of football, and I just feel like Coach Klinakis, our new O-line coach, he his biggest thing is repetition, and during practice and like extra work, we're just repeating a lot of reps to get better at them. So I think this will be a great group to go in the season with. I feel like last year we were here and there with the run game, but this year we're going to establish a run game and dent the front and be physical up front. That's our biggest goal this year.
Left side, third row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. What this offseason gives you confidence that you guys will be improved this year and kind of have a bounce-back season?
Just the numbers. We got a new strength and conditioning coach, Coach Steiner, and it's all it is work in there and just seeing the numbers, how fast people are getting, how strong people are getting. So just getting bigger, faster, stronger every day, and we see the numbers because he displays it outside.
How excited are you to actually have the stadium complete and be playing in the kind of renovated stadium for this season?
To my knowledge, I think one side will be done, the other side will be halfway done, so it's going to be pretty cool. I know people could sit there, and just having a closed atmosphere will be really cool.
Front row.
Hi, Gunnar. You talked a lot of rivalries today, but one we haven't talked about is Vanderbilt, Tennessee. I was wondering if you could just tell me, we're from Oklahoma, so we talk OU Texas a lot. Talk a little bit about Vandy, Tennessee, that rivalry a little bit.
Yeah, so that's a rivalry. We're way before I come to college, and it's always a game we look forward to. It's always a game we circle, and just knowing they're in the same state, it's a hometown rivalry, and it's a pretty cool experience.
In the back.
You mentioned a lot of new faces on the offensive line. Just out of curiosity, what kind of stuff are you guys doing to build chemistry and camaraderie with a lot of new teammates, and how important is it for all 5 offensive linemen to be on the same page?
Yeah, I'll start off with the second question you asked. All 5 is that's our coach Klinakis preaches. 5 is 1. You can have all 4 right and 1 wrong. It's a busted play. So just having all 5, knowing what they're doing. We preach trust a lot. You got to be able to trust the guy next to you. I got to trust that someone's going to be in the slot protection with me. So and then your first question you asked, what are we doing? Our coaches held a dinner every Sunday that we go to, or sometimes I'll take the O-line to Topgolf or something like that. So just doing events like that, and also just sometimes the best thing is hang out the house and just chill. So order the one time we brought 500 wings for the O-line. We're big guys who like to eat, so stuff like that.
Why is it that offensive linemen are among the most fun guys to talk to on a team?
You said why?
Yeah, why?
Because I feel like as an O-line, you got to have a different headspace. You don't get recognition. You can have 99 perfect snaps, and you miss one, the last one. It's all on you, even though it's one bad snap. So just talking to us, we're unique, we're big, we're funny, and I just feel like, yeah.
You could argue that if you don't have an offensive line, the team could go down the drain. Would you?
Yeah, that's the most important position. It protects your quarterback. Starts with the run game up front. We'll open up shots in the back.
Question in the back.
How's the defensive line coming along? I'm sure you guys see them every day in practice. You've been able to watch them put in the work. How's the defensive line for Vanderbilt looking this year?
Yeah, I'm most excited. I'm excited about Corday and Zaylen Wood. They're two guys that came, one from Purdue, another one from MTSU, and they just bring a lot to the defensive line, and I really feel like they're going to help the O-line because they're really good.
Left side.
Who's better dressed, you or your teammate CJ?
See, me and CJ are roommates, so we're competitive about everything. So I think I am, but he'll say he is, but I know I am. Everyone else knows it.
What are selling points about the school and the program that some guys overlook?
You said, can you repeat that?
Selling points. What do the people not see about Vanderbilt as a school and a football program?
I feel like we're an up-and-coming program. We're going to be the best nation at one point, soon enough. And then also just the city in Nashville. Like, you got everything there. Broadway, a lot of CEOs, a lot of businesses are there. It's an up-and-coming city. We're growing everywhere, so stuff like that.
We have any other questions? We have a good talker here. What right here in the front row?
Gunnar, what's a non-conference game that you look forward to playing?
I'm looking forward to every game, but one that we're going to start off is Virginia Tech. It's our first game. It's going to be a point we set. We're going to show them what we're capable of doing that from the offseason.
Gunnar, thank you very much.
Hi, CJ. AP Stidham, AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. What can be done about your defense to improve? You didn't win any SEC games last year, so what can be done about your defense?
Yeah, I would say limiting space. Coach Lee talks about that all the time. Is the key to good defense is limiting space. Offenses, they try to maneuver and align certain ways to create space, and I would say that the first thing to do with good defense is limiting space.
We'll stay on the left side here.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX in College Station. Just going into the season, what's kind of the mindset around the team, and how do you feel like you guys are ready, I guess, for a bounce-back type year?
Yeah, I say the mindset is go in there with a chip on your shoulder. Obviously, I know that we've improved, and that's for us to put on display when we play Virginia Tech.
We'll stay on the right here.
CJ Jordan Hill with Dogs 24/7. We're getting to know London Humphreys over at Georgia. Just what did you see from him as a teammate last year, and what you feel like he's capable of at Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, he's fast. Obviously, the speed's there. Whenever he was at Vanderbilt, me and him were good. We were close. Obviously, I mentored him a little bit. Yeah, he's a good guy. High character.
Front row.
Eric Bailey with the Tulsa World. When you're making progress year by year, what are some of the biggest growths that you see in this program? What are some of the biggest things you've made from last year to this year as a program?
Yeah, I would say our team just looks bigger. We made a change in the strength program with Coach Steiner. And, yeah, I mean, everybody just looks bigger and stronger, and hopefully we can, go through the season with limited injuries.
On the back, in the aisle.
Yeah, hey, CJ. Courtney Mims from Pig Trail Nation. After last season, you probably could have gone anywhere. Why did you want to stay at Vanderbilt? What made you believe in this program?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe in what Coach Lee stands for. I came in with Coach Lee, and I know what he's about, and I trust him with my football career. That's ultimately why I stayed. Whenever he told the team that he was taking over as the DC, that was all I needed to hear. Obviously, I'm changing to a traditional safety position. So when those two things checked off, I was all hands on deck.
Left side.
How excited are you for the new stadium, and what have you seen from it yet, and what kind of new experiences will it bring Vanderbilt game day?
Yeah, the south end zone is getting finished. It'll be done by the time game time starts against Virginia Tech, and obviously that presents some more seating. And I don't know what it looks like because I haven't been over there, but I'm interested to see what it looks like as well.
Just can you talk a little bit about being a student athlete at Vanderbilt, just especially with the rigorous academics. How hard is that to kind of balance and be a football player at Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard everywhere, But at Vanderbilt, I can speak on it because I'm there, obviously. But it's challenging with we're a top 15 school, so I know it's challenging off the field. And it's challenging on the field, too, because it's hard to win in this conference. So I would say, it's challenging, but when you do hard stuff, it makes you better at the end of the day.
On the aisle.
CJ, what has been the biggest adjustment for you getting ready to play more safety and just getting ready for that role?
Yeah, it's just seeing it from the third level. Obviously, the game changes whenever you're looking at it from a different viewpoint. I have a lot of experience. I've started, 18 games. So, there will be bumps and bruises around the road, but nothing I can't handle.
Back row on the left.
Yeah, CJ, Evan Camico, Pig Trail Nation. When you look at the positives from last season, what do you hope to carry over to this one?
I think we turned the ball. I think we forced turnovers a lot. And with Coach Lee, with a more detailed defense, I know that we can capitalize on that more.
In Knoxville, tempers kind of flared last year with you guys, Tennessee. Can you just talk about that rivalry?
Yeah, that's a rivalry that's been there before I got there, obviously. It's a battle of the state. So, obviously, it's built up animosity as it is. But to go into it too much would just be, obviously, we both want to win when we play each other, and I'll just leave it at that.
Do we have any more questions? Sure, another one here on the left.
Who would you say is the best dressed at media days? The best dressed?
You. I like them socks.
I appreciate it. What about your fit? What do you got going?
Yeah, me and my mom helped me pick this suit out, so I think I'm pretty well dressed, but I ain't got nothing on you.
We have time for one more question if anybody has one. Here we go, front row.
CJ, just curious for your thoughts on video replays going to be available on the sidelines this season. How beneficial do you feel like that's going to be?
Yeah, so before I got to college, I thought it was already there because obviously I see the NFL games and how quarterbacks go over there and look and see when they miss a read or whatever. But them implementing into the NCAA it's huge because if I mess up on something, I can go over there and see I can't do that again because they're going to see it next time because they also have tablets as well. So I think that it's huge, and hopefully the points will go down.